The roar of an engine tore through the silent night of the Perak rainforest in Malaysia. Headlights blazed, slicing through the darkness, casting long shadows on the ancient, still trees, their leaves rustling softly in the night breeze. Then, a horrifying crash echoed, shaking the very stillness of the space. No one could have imagined that in the wake of that fateful moment, a tale of profound maternal love and utter grief would haunt human hearts for days to come, spreading a deep sorrow throughout the community. May 11th, 2025, a day that should have been filled with the joy and warmth of motherhood, became a tragic day on the East-West Highway, the vital artery of transportation through the green land of Perak. The livestock truck, heavy and lumbering through the night, its tires grinding on the cold asphalt, carried a steady, unfeeling rhythm. Suddenly, in the glaring headlights, a small, grayish figure appeared directly in front of the vehicle. The poor baby elephant, perhaps separated from its herd or innocently exploring the world beyond the forest's edge, wandered onto the road, naively and unexpectedly. The violent, sudden, and merciless impact stole the little life in an instant, without even a cry. Inside the truck's cabin, after the terrifying collision, the driver was utterly stunned. His heart seemed to stop, his entire body stiffened. His eyes remained fixed on the rearview mirror, where the image of the small, lifeless elephant lay imprinted on the road. A cold, chilling sensation spread through his body. Initially, there was shock, an unbelievable denial of what had just occurred. No way. The mumbled words echoed in the silent space. Then, as the cruel reality sank in, a horrifying fear washed over him. He knew he had caused something terrible. From deep within the darkness of the rainforest, as if tearing through the silent night, a heartbreaking cry echoed, filled with pain and utter despair. It was the agonizing call of the mother elephant, the heart of the jungle mother shattered by the terrifying sound and a dreadful premonition. She burst from the shadows, her large, heavy body crashing through the undergrowth, heading towards the source of the horrifying noise. When she arrived, under the pale headlights, the devastating scene unfolded before her eyes. Her baby lay motionless, its small body still, its breath gone. A mournful trumpeting ripped through the stillness. The cry of pain and anguish reverberated through the forest, moving even the most hardened hearts. She approached her baby's body, her long trunk trembling as she gently touched the small form, trying to rouse it, as if unable to believe the cruel reality before her. Then, in utter desperation, the mother elephant used her large head to forcefully ram the side of the truck. The powerful, angry, and grief-stricken thrusts were a final, desperate attempt to move the vehicle, to free her baby from the cold, unfeeling machine. The sound of her head hitting the metal was heavy and dull, but the only response was the terrifying silence of her deceased calf. Witnesses couldn't help but choke back tears at the heartbreaking scene. The mother elephant used her massive body to block the truck, a futile attempt to protect her already departed child, even though she must have known it was too late. The sorrow and helplessness were evident in every movement, every choked cry. It seemed that in this harsh wilderness, maternal love remained the most sacred and powerful emotion, transcending all barriers of species. News of the accident spread quickly through the media and social networks, causing a wave of outrage and sorrow in the community. The image of the grieving mother elephant beside her baby's body, with her desperate attempts to ram the truck, touched the hearts of millions around the world. People expressed deep sympathy for the poor animal and strongly condemned the negligence and lack of awareness regarding wildlife protection, while also sharing touching stories about maternal love in the natural world. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the thin mist of the Perak rainforest, a more distinct scene of tragedy unfolded. The truck remained there, a cold witness to the previous night's catastrophe. Beside it, the mother elephant stood still, a look of exhaustion and despair enveloping her large frame. Her eyes were filled with sorrow, and occasionally she would gently touch her baby's lifeless body with her trunk, as if still unable to accept the heartbreaking truth. Witnessing this scene, the driver felt even more remorse and guilt. He could feel a fraction of the immense loss the animal was enduring. Perhaps, in the sorrowful gaze of the mother elephant, he saw unspoken reproach, a silent grief that etched an invisible wound onto his conscience. Soon after, the rescue team and wildlife conservation officers arrived at the scene. They approached cautiously, understanding that the mother elephant was in an extremely sensitive and distressed state. After assessing the situation, they decided to proceed with the necessary procedures as gently and respectfully as possible. With the aid of specialized equipment, the baby elephant's body was carefully lifted and prepared for burial according to regulations. Observing this scene, the mother elephant simply stood and watched, no longer displaying the violent resistance of the night before, but instead a painful acceptance, a profound sorrow that seemed to have seeped into every cell of her being. After completing the procedures, the rescue team used professional methods, possibly a mild sedative, to ensure the safety of both the mother elephant and themselves during the relocation process. The mother elephant, though still reluctant, was gradually led back deep into the forest to her natural habitat. However, this loss would undoubtedly leave a deep wound in the heart of the mother elephant and the entire herd. Experts say that elephants are animals with very strong family bonds and good memories. The pain of losing a child can haunt a mother elephant for a long time, affecting her behavior and psychology. This incident was not just a simple accident, but also a profound wake-up call about the relationship between humans and nature. The increasing encroachment into the natural habitats of wild animals, the construction of transportation routes that intersect their migration corridors, has pushed these poor creatures into dangerous situations. Such tragic accidents are not uncommon, but each occurrence is a great loss to the ecosystem and a difficult wound to heal in the hearts of nature lovers. Wildlife conservation organizations have called on the authorities to take more decisive measures to protect endangered animal species, especially those at risk of extinction like the Malaysian elephant. They emphasize the need to build safe corridors for animal movement, install dangerous warning signs on transportation routes near forest areas, enhance nighttime lighting systems, and implement effective speed reduction measures. At the same time, it is necessary to strengthen patrols and monitoring to prevent acts that harm the habitats of animals and raise public awareness about wildlife protection. The story of the grieving mother elephant in Perak has evoked deep empathy and a stronger sense of responsibility for wildlife protection in the community. Many have expressed support for conservation efforts and called on everyone to work together to prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. The heartbreaking accident in Perak and the image of the mother elephant writhing in grief beside her baby's body, desperately ramming the truck, serve as a stark reminder of the price wildlife pays for human development. It is not just a sad story, but also a valuable lesson about respecting and protecting nature. The mother elephant's sacred maternal love has touched our hearts, stirring compassion and urging us to act for a better future for both humans and animals. To commemorate the innocent baby elephant and express our sympathy for the grieving mother, let us all take action. Raise awareness. Share this story and messages about wildlife protection with friends, family, and the community. Speak out about the need to conserve the natural habitats of animal species through media channels and social networks. Support conservation organizations. Learn about and support organizations actively working in wildlife conservation in Malaysia and around the world by donating, participating in volunteer activities, or spreading information about their work. Your contribution, no matter how small, can make a big difference in protecting endangered animal species. Practice responsible behavior. When traveling in areas near forests or where wild animals live, drive carefully, adhere to speed limits, and pay close attention. Avoid littering or making loud noises that disturb their habitats. Minimize encroachment into the natural environments of wild animals. Call for government action. Together, let us petition the government and relevant authorities to strengthen wildlife protection measures, build safe corridors, and implement stricter policies against acts that harm the natural environment. Demand increased patrols, monitoring, and strict penalties for violations. Educate future generations. Impart knowledge and love for nature to children, helping them understand the importance of protecting wild animals and their habitats. Let the mother elephant's pain not be in vain. Let us turn our sympathy into practical action to protect these vulnerable creatures and preserve the diversity of nature for future generations. We owe nature sincere respect and protection, so that heartbreaking stories like this will not be repeated.